Introducing your new Dell PC, powered by the Intel Core Ultra processor. It helps you handle a lot, even when your holiday to-do list gets to be a lot. Because it's built with all-day battery, plus powerful AI features that help you do it all with ease. From editing images, to drafting emails, to summarizing large documents, to multitasking. So you can organize your holiday shopping, and make custom holiday decor, and search for great holiday deals, and respond to holiday requests, and customer questions, and customers requesting custom things, and plan the perfect holiday dinner for vegans, vegetarians, pescatarians, and Uncle Mike's carnivore diet. Luckily, you can get a PC that helps you do it all faster, so you can get it all done. That's the power of a Dell PC with Intel inside, backed by Dell's price match guarantee. Get yours today at Dell.com/holiday. Terms and conditions apply. See Dell.com for details.
This episode is brought to you by Voco Hotels by IHG, where you should prepare to be charmed. From Chicago to Myrtle Beach to Saranac Lake, each Voco in the U.S. has its own local flavor and unique detail. Our hosts welcome you with little extras, and you'll find rooms for catching up on me time and full-service bars and restaurants that are perfect for us time. Come on in and live the Voco life and book your next stay at vocohotels.com. VOCO hotels.com.
This is Optimal Finance Daily. 5 things that happen when you stop buying you don't need, by Sarah Von Bargen of yesandyes.org. Friends, it's time to talk about the back corner of our closets, and the bottom drawer in the bathroom, and that weird, hard-to-reach cupboard above the fridge. You know what I'm talking about, and you know what lives in those places. The dress that still has the tags on it. The expensive conditioner that the stylist said you absolutely needed. The KitchenAid mixer that seemed like a great wedding gift. I know this because I've lived it, my dudes. For years, I'd fill my closet with close enough clothes I found on sale. I'd buy any cosmetic that was packaged cleverly or dispensed in a novel way. Oh, what's that? Spray-on eyeshadow and foam lipstick? Into it. For a huge swath of my life, I bought that I didn't need, like lots of it. But one day, after my second Goodwill drop-off in as many weeks, I took a long, hard look at my spending habits and decided things needed to change. I decided to stop buying I didn't need. Of course, these changes didn't happen overnight. Habit change is hard. But little by little, target run by target run, I started spending my money more intentionally. I started to make my spending align with my happiness and my values. And interestingly enough, I don't get a lot of happiness out of the $17 Target sundress that falls apart after 2 washes, or a tube of clear lip gloss when I already have 5 at home. Without exaggeration, my life changed when I stopped buying shit I didn't need, and I bet yours will too. 5 things that happen when you stop buying shit you don't need. First, let's define need. I would never suggest that you should limit yourself to only buying food, rent, and 1 pair of sensible shoes. No one wants to live that life. Instead, let's define something you need as something that is frequently used, actively improves your life, or brings you joy. But I bet this definition wasn't really necessary. I imagine you know what it looks like and how it feels when you buy something you don't need. You know the slightly icky feeling when you pull something out of a Target bag that you abandoned on the entryway? You know the inner grimace when you see a shirt with tags still on hanging in the closet. And you also probably know how it feels when you pull something on in a fitting room and think, oh my God, I'm a goddess. Will they cut the tags off so I can wear this home? You know how it feels to open the package in your car. You also know how it feels to own something that positively impacts your life every blessed day. For example, I have 2 pets, 2 teenage stepsons, and hardwood floors. Yes, I do actually need a $350 robot vacuum that cleans while I do other things. I also need my beautiful coffee mug, my multiple sets of satin pajamas, and weekly bouquets from Trader Joe's. I don't, however, need the skirt that was on sale but doesn't quite fit. I also don't need a 4th set of serving spoons, any more books for my to-read pile, or more throw pillows, ever. Number 1, When you stop buying you don't need, you have more money. Well, obviously, right? When you stop buying things you don't need, you have more money to buy things you do. But it's about more than that. You have more money for outsourcing tasks that make you miserable. You can get groceries delivered, have a professional do your taxes, or hire a house cleaner. You have more money to pay off the debt that's stressing you out and bulk up your emergency fund. You have more money for a therapist or the not covered by insurance treatments that make you feel better and happier. You can buy a flight to see grandma or your niece's graduation. You have more money to upgrade to a safer, more fuel-efficient car or donate to important causes. Number 2, when you stop buying you don't need, you have more time. Most of us exchange our time for money. The more we work, the more money we make. When we stop buying things we don't need, we have more money left over at the end of the month, which means we can work less. Maybe we don't need that side hustle anymore. We don't need to take the extra shift or work overtime. And when we work less, we have more time for the things that make us happy. Things like long, lazy walks with a dog, 3-day camping weekends, or just reading a book from cover to cover. Number 3, when you stop buying you don't need, you feel better about yourself. Do you get a sinking feeling when you look at your bank account statement? Do you wonder, where does it all go? Or, well, did it again, overspent on things I don't need. When we stop buying things we don't need, we stop feeling that way. It doesn't feel good to see that we're spending more than we earn. It feels gross to watch people buy things we want, but we can't afford because we spent $400 on Target sweaters and novelty pencil holders. Number 4, when you stop buying you don't need, you feel better about your space. We all know how it feels to open a cupboard or closet and see regrettable purchases staring back at us. The Instapot we never use, the going out shirt we bought in hopes of becoming someone who likes going out. Is it fun to look at the Vitamix you couldn't afford and never use? Nope. Want to recline against the throw pillows that are currently accruing 18% interest on a credit card? Probably not. When we stop buying things we don't need, when we use things up before we buy more, when we buy things because we truly want them or they bring us joy, our spaces become happy, light, and fun. They're no longer filled with things that happen to be on sale and reminders of credit card debt. And number 5, when you stop buying you don't need, you trust yourself more. I've heard so many people say things like, oh, I can't be trusted with credit cards, or don't let me near the Macy's Labor Day sale, who knows what I'll come home with. This kind of talk is super disempowering. We're all adults here. We're all responsible for our choices and behavior. That being said, when someone regularly buys things they don't need or particularly like or want, it's easy to see why they'd feel like they can't trust themselves. It's understandable that they think their shopping self didn't have their best interest at heart. When you stop buying things you don't need, you begin to trust yourself more. You can walk into Target knowing you're only going to walk out with things you truly need and want. You no longer have a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde relationship with sales racks. You can shop without worrying things will somehow, mysteriously, end up in your shopping cart. You just listened to the post titled 5 Things That Happen When You Stop Buying You Don't Need by Sarah Von Bargen of yesandyes.org.
Nobody wants to pay rent, but if you have to, Built makes it worth it. Built is revolutionizing how millions think about paying rent by rewarding their members with points and exclusive benefits around their neighborhood every single month. By paying rent through Built, you earn flexible points that can be redeemed towards hundreds of hotels and airlines, a future rent payment, your next Lyft ride, and more. But it doesn't stop there. Built is about making your entire neighborhood more rewarding. You can dine out at your favorite local restaurants and earn additional points, get VIP treatment at certain fitness studios, and enjoy exclusive experiences just for Built members every month. Built is turning a monthly expense into an opportunity to earn rewards and discover the best that your neighborhood has to offer. Your rent is finally working for you. Earn points on rent and around your neighborhood, wherever you call home, by going to joinbuilt.com/OFD. That's JOINBILT.com/OFD. Make sure to use our URL so they know we sent you.
When it comes to what your family eats and drinks, you know your choices matter. You're the expert because you know what fits your life. And getting it right starts with good information. That's why America's beverage companies are sharing more information about our ingredients at goodtoknowfacts.org. No spin, no judgments, just the facts straight from the experts for more than 140 beverage ingredients. Visit goodtoknowfacts.org.
Consumerism. I'm convinced this is what has turned the American dream into a nightmare for the 77% of households trying to manage their debt. It's such a cultural norm to desire luxuries and the thrill of a new purchase. We have been brainwashed since birth to be good consumers, and the force of ingrained habits is too strong for many of us to use willpower to fight it off. I think we need a shift in perspective if we're ever going to make any long-lasting changes. I have a confession. I used to smoke cigarettes, and I drank pretty heavily too. When I tried to use willpower and logic to change these habits, I was unsuccessful because I still had the desire to smoke and drink. I was convinced that I wanted to do these things, but they were bad for me, and so I had to force myself to stop. And then I read a couple of books, The Easy Way to Quit Smoking by Alan Carr and This Naked Mind by Annie Grace. The root message of these two books was the same. You need to remove the desire and brainwash yourself in the other direction. There's a way to convince yourself that actually you don't want to smoke or drink. When you do this, willpower isn't required to change your behavior. I feel the same way about consumerism and materialism. I abstain from buying stuff I don't need simply because I don't want that stuff. I don't have to convince myself that delayed gratification is good for me, and I don't have to hit myself over the head with a budget that's hard to stick to. I've come to understand that the best things in life are free, and consumerism pales in comparison. And that'll do it for today. Have a great day. Thank you for listening, and I'll be back here tomorrow where your optimal life awaits.